In this tutorial, we are going to create a birthday card so you can customize it the way you like and give it to whomever you like. So we're going to start by deleting the cat. We're going to open up a new sprite here from the library and we're going to choose the button. There's several different buttons you can choose from. And we're going to start by adding our scripts. So we're going to go into the events and choose the when clicked. When the motion, we want it to go to our position of X and Y 0 to send it to center stage. And at that point, we want it to show. Then I'm going to choose a control and I'm going to put in a forever repeating loop where I want to change color. So I'm going to go into looks and choose change the color effect by 3. I'm going to have another events tab. Here I want to choose that when this sprite is clicked, this one here, third one down. Then once I've clicked it, I want it to go away, so I want to hide it in the looks. And I'm going to broadcast a message. We're going to create a new message here that just says go. Now when that happens, I'm going to go back to control and I want to choose the stop all, and from the drop down menu just choose other scripts in sprite. Alright, now we're going to go over to the stage and we're going to create our message. So click on the stage and then click on your backdrop so we can type in here. So choose your text, choose the color you want your text to be, and then just click on your stage here. And we're going to type in press only on your birthday. Now you can play with the different fonts down in here. Choose one you like. And if you click on what's going on here? Click on the box itself. We can resize it and center it or play around with it a little bit. Okay, once you're happy with that, then we're also going to click on the backdrop symbol here. We're going to choose a backdrop from the library. And we're going to look for the party backdrop. Okay, so select that one, choose OK. Now we want to make sure that we have the stage selected in the lower left and none of the sprites. Alright, so click on the scripts tab, sorry, and we're going to add our script to this backdrop. So in the events, we want to choose the when clicked. And then I'm going to go into my looks and I want to switch the backdrop. So switch that to backdrop 1 so that it shows that white backdrop that we created. And then when I receive that go message, I'm going to switch the backdrop to party. Excuse me. Alright, now we need to enter the cake. So when the button is pressed, the card opens. The button script broadcasts the go message to trigger the animation and the music. So we need a cake. So we're going to go to the new sprite and locate the cake. Highlight it, press OK. Alright, before we create the cake script, we want to load the birthday song. So we're going to go into the Sounds tab up top here. And then we're going to choose the sound from the library. So we can click on New Sound, although I already see the birthday sound here. Alright, I'm also going to want this cake to be sliding in from the left of the screen to the right. So I'm going to click on my cake and I want to have it at a starting position of, you see my numbers down here? I want this to be at -300. That's going to send it off stage. However, half of it will show because that's the position of the cake center. So you can't send a spurt completely off the screen. So we'll send it to, let's just put it down here. So we just want a tiny bit of it showing. It's pretty much gone now. Just a teeny tiny bit is all we see. All right, so we're going to add our scripts to the cake. The first one is going to be the in the events when I receive that go message. Actually, the first one we want is when clicked. We're going to use both of these. So when clicked, we want to make sure that we hide the cake and that we switch the costume to, we're going to choose cake A to make sure the candles are lit. If you go into the costumes, see cake A is the one with the lit candles, cake B doesn't have lit candles. Now when I receive that go message, I want to make sure that that cake goes to -300 to make sure it's off stage, and -100. And then we'll show, and then we're going to glide in. So we're going to choose the glide for 2 seconds to x of 0, which is center on the x-axis, and -100 on the y-axis. Then I'll go into control and choose a forever loop. And I'm going to broadcast a new message. And this time we're going to type line 1. And then I'm going to play a sound. I'm going to play that birthday song. I'm just going to look into my sounds for a minute here, and I'm going to go to the library because I want to see what the difference is here. Okay, so birthday is the birthday song, so I'm just going to cancel for a second, and I want to see what this birthday song does. So 2 slightly different birthday sounds. You can choose which one you like. I'm going to switch it up to this one. Now if I go back to my scripts, I'm just going to use the drop down and choose that birthday. Oh, and actually I want to play that until done, so I'm going to switch it out for this one. Alright, then I'm going to wait 10 seconds. Okay, so we'll have a 10-second pause there. Now let's add a birthday banner. So we also want a banner that's going to kind of go back and forth. So we're going to go and add a new spread. This time we're going to paint this one. And we can call this one banner. Okay, so I'm going to choose the rectangle tab, and I want my rectangle to be filled in. You choose a color that you want to use. Might try the pink. Okay, and drag yourself out a banner. You can center that. And inside the banner, I'm going to type happy. Oh, careful, you're not typing in the same color. How about a blue? Happy birthday. And again, play with your fonts. I'm going to just go with that one. And click on your text box there so you can resize it in your banner. And then I'm also going to make sure that I'm centered for my banner. So click on the center of your banner. Okay, that looks, so you can see it over on the side as well. That looks pretty good. All right, now we want to select the scripts tab for our banner and starting on the events when clicked. We want to hide and go to an X position of 0 and a Y position of 120. And in the events when I receive go, I'm going to point in the direction of 80. I'm going to type in 80 here. So it'll start off tipped a little counterclockwise. You may also find that you need to reduce your Y if you find that your banner is too high on the stage, so we might need to play around with that. Alright, go into your looks and then we want to show that banner. And then a forever loop. We are going to have a little motion of turning 20 degrees. We're going to wait 1 second and then we'll turn 20 degrees back the other direction. So it does a little teeter-totter. And wait another second. Okay. Now we could add into some singing sharks as well. I'm just curious how this is coming out so far. Okay, so I've noticed I've got to hide that one in there. It's coming along. All right, so now let's add in some more things here. So let's add in another sprite from the library. Okay, this time I'm going to look for there's a shark. You can choose something else if you wish. Okay, we're going to want 2 of these, so we're going to call this one Shark 1. And then we're just going to duplicate him so that we have a Shark 2. Alright, now we're going to give Shark 1 our script. So we're going to start with our events when clicked. We're going to hide. And then our motion, we're going to choose the go to. This time we're going to have Shark go to X negative 165 and a Y of 180. And we're going to point in the direction 90. So pointing in the direction 90 means he's facing right. And then I'm going to switch costume to Shark A. Okay, again in the costumes if you want to see them. Shark A is closed mouth, B is open mouth, and so forth. Alright, now I'm going to go into events and choose when I receive that go message. I'm going to show, and now I'm going to glide him in as well. So glide for 2 seconds to -165 and -70. Alright, now to the shark 2, we're going to add a script to him as well. If I want to save myself a little time in doing that script, you can actually just click on the top of each one and drag it over the script you want to use. Now click on Shark 2, and those are both there. We're just going to modify them a little bit. So in Shark 2, I'm going to change his coordinates to +165, and I'm also going to change him to point in a direction of -90, so he's facing the opposite direction. I'll add one more script in here. I'm just going to set his rotation style. There it is, set rotation style left to right. So I'm going to add this in between here. And the only other thing I need to change down here is so that this is a positive value as well. So it saves me a little time in writing all those. So now the sharks come down in opposite directions, cake in the middle of them. Alright, now to get the shark singing, we're going to need the loop belonging to the cake spirit that plays the happy birthday. So it's going to send the message line 1 every time the song starts. So we're going to add the script to Shark 1. So starting off with the events, when I receive that message, line 1, I'm going to switch my costume so that his mouth opens. So I want it to switch to Shark B. And I'm going to have him say happy birthday to you for 2 seconds. So I'm going to choose, type in here, oops, I have my cap locks on. Happy birthday to you for 2 seconds, and then I'll have him switch costume back to A, close mouth. And then I need the broadcast. And I'm going to have a new message, this time broadcast line 2. And now when I receive line 2, I'm going to switch the costume again. Back to Shark B so that he opens his mouth again. I'm going to have him say happy birthday to you again. For 2 seconds, switch back to costume A, close mouth, and broadcast line 3. Notice that I'm doing these different lines of broadcast so that his mouth opens and closes as he's saying each broadcast. So go back to events, broadcast. This time new message, we're going to type in line 3. Now when I receive line 3, I'm going to have them switch costumes again. Costume B to open his mouth, and this time we'll say happy birthday, dear, and you can type in any name you would like. I'm going to type in Jamie. And then I'll have them switch costumes again. Close his mouth and broadcast a message. This time we're going to make line 4, so a new message, line 4. When I receive message line 4, switch costumes to open mouth, which is costume B, and say, happy birthday to you, and switch costumes again to close his mouth, back to A. And now let's see how that goes. Now, one thing I don't like is that I have my press only on your birthday blocked by this button. So what I'm going to do is choose my button sprit, and I think I'm just going to change the y-axis on here so that it's below. So I'm going to maybe change this to minus 100 and just see. Okay, so that's pretty low. I don't need to go that far down. Let's try minus 50. That's better. All right, so now let's press the button. Okay, I see him singing, yet his costume's not changing here. So let's just have a look. I have put all of the script on the one shark. So what I need to do is I want these sharks singing back and forth. So I'm going to take out the first one is going to be singing the first line, happy birthday to you. Line 2 is going to be sung by this shark. So I'm going to drag over this stuff into shark 2 and then just double check that it's there. Yep. Then from the shark 1, I don't need it in here, so I'm going to delete that stuff. So line 1 is sung by him, line 2 is sung by shark 2, line 3 is sung by this shark. The final line, line 4, is going to be sung by shark 2. So again, I'm just going to drag it on over that one, so I don't need it in here anymore. And I'll see that it's now on shark 2, or yeah. So he's singing the second and the fourth lines. Shark 1 is singing the first and the third lines. So let's try that again. There we go. So it was glitching because they were all on the same one. Alright, now if you decide later on you want to change these characters, all you would need to do is find another character you like. Let's see. I am partial to dogs. So if I was to choose a dog, see what kind of costumes he has. The thing is, you'd want to look for ones with open and closed mouths, so maybe that one doesn't work. But if you were to find one that you like, all you would have to do is similar to what I just did, is transfer the scripts from the sharks onto your animals by dragging each one over top of the image. Alright, let's see, we want the sharks to drop from the top when they appear, and we want to make an invisible sprit fade in slowly. So we could use that ghost effect. So if we want to try that, what we could do is add in another one. I don't know, let's see if this works. So let's go when I receive go. I could set a ghost effect. We'll change that to say ghost to 100 and show. Use a repeating loop. Of 100 and change that ghost effect by -1. Let's see. So you can see started out a little bit more invisible and faded in. If you want that to happen on both sharks, just drag it over. Okay, so that's working with that fading in. That's optional, you don't have to. If you want to supersize your spritz, so another way to make a dramatic entrance is to start tiny and grow giant. So we could do going into events when I receive that go message. I could set the size to 10%, let's just say, and show. And then use the repeating loop. I'm going to change that to 50. So he will gradually repeat, getting bigger and bigger each time if I change his size by 5. So let's try that. Now he looks like he's going to eat the cake. He's a little bit big because now he's overlapping my cake and his tail doesn't quite fit. So I could change the amount of times this repeats just to see if he'll fit now. A little bit. How about maybe I just do it 20 times. Well, those are options you can play around with anyways. I'll let you decide what you want to do as far as size. I'm going to take the growing size off. If you just rather your sharks bigger to begin with, you could just use a set size right at the beginning. So I can have here, let's just say use 140%. So then he's going to be a standard size to begin with. So I do like that he's a little bit bigger than this guy on the right. So I might change the size on this guy as well. Let's move that one down. So where's my set size? There he is. I think it was 120 I set him to, yep. So anyways, play around with your sizing, play around with your colors, your fading in, or anything else you find entertaining. You may also want to, you could try importing a photo. Perhaps you could upload a photo here into the spritz if you wanted to customize it. Um, you could add more sounds. You can upload your own sound or use the microphone to record your own voice or whatever it is message you want to. You could try even using some of those dino dancers that we made in a previous tutorial if you wanted to add some dancing characters on your scene. So yeah, have some fun playing with that and hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching.